Hi, Debbie Sue. Can you hear me? Because I'm on a laptop. Can you hear me? Okay, good. I'm using my laptop because I can see the comments and good. And I've got to make a beef stew, and I thought I'm just going to do a live because we've got that panel tonight at 6. So, yeah. Have you ever made beef stew where you've started the beef stew meat in the crock pot, in the pressure cooker? Because I thought I might not have enough time because it's 12:37 right now. And I'm not sure how long to do this because I know I do a whole roast for like an hour and a half, but I think 30 minutes would be enough for little chunks of beef, don't you? Just to get it kind of tender to start the stew. Have you heard from Sally since she went to the hospital? Is she home? Okay. I'll let it go a few more minutes. It started out at 65 and it's at 25. So it's been 40 minutes. Maybe I should just unplug it. Cancel. Yeah. I use this thing a lot. It's not like an Instapot, it's a Cuisinart, but it should be fine. I'm going to turn another light on. Unless that's too bright. No, that's not too bright, is it? That one is one that's bright. Let me see. No, that wasn't. Where's that one? Oh, that's that one over there. Is that better? That's better with that one off, I think. Yeah, that was too much. Okay, so when you make a beef stew, she's home. Is she okay? Hopefully she's able to sleep. Will you go up on your stand, please? Come here. Come on. There you go. There you go. Good girl. Are you busy right now, Debbie Sue, or are you okay to be on here? Because it really doesn't make any difference if no one is here. Somebody will probably come on sooner or later, and that'll be fine. There's my onion. I texted her about 30 minutes ago, and she had already gotten home a few minutes before I texted. She's actually supposed to be resting now. Okay, well, good. And you're taking a break. This is one of those times when I don't have my whole heart in the cooking. I don't know what I want to do, but I don't want to cook. But things like stews and soups and so on are really nice. It's not really cold here. It kind of feels cold. I've got some windows open. I should open the front door. It is 74 right now, and that feels cold from what we have had. But I have nothing on, no air conditioning, no heat. So that part is nice. That'll bring that bill down a little bit. So I'm going to put an onion in, some carrots. I got a little bag of red potatoes. I'm just going to cut those in half. And I got celery, which is in the refrigerator. I came home from getting the groceries, and all I did was just like shove everything in the refrigerator, not like where it was supposed to be. And I'm going to put in a can of, I got mushrooms too, a can of cream of celery and a can of cream of mushroom, and I have a tub of sour cream. And I think that should be good. But that way we'll have dinner ready when, maybe I should turn this a little bit. I'll have dinner ready, and it can be like a late lunch or an early dinner or a late dinner, and then just leave it till like 9 o'clock tonight on the stove, cooling down, and then put it away. I'm really excited for the soup weather. Every time, need a bigger knife. Every time the soup weather comes around, I'm so excited for it. We can use crock pots and slow bake stuff and all that. And then when grilling season comes around, I get all excited about that all over again because yay, we can cook outside. Debbie, sure you're the only one here, but there's actually two people. Someone's not saying hello. And Debbie, you shove your stuff in the fridge too? Yeah, we have a fridge in the garage too. And because I feed the dogs rotisserie chicken, they share a half a chicken a day with some dog food. I'll buy 6 or 8 of them every time I go to the store. So I shove some in the freezer and some in the refrigerator. So I've got the fridge out in the garage that I like kind of throw haphazardly. It's not too bad, but I throw stuff in there. So did you know if you chop, you probably do, but if you chop an onion up and I'm gonna put garlic too. If you chop an onion up and your hands stink from it, that if you take just a regular spoon that you would eat with or serve with and rub your hands all over the metal, that it takes the onion smell out. And I didn't know that till, well, it's been many years ago, but then I saw on Amazon, they have a little stone that's like the shape of a bar of soap, and you can put it on your sink, and then it takes the onion smell off of your hands every time after you're done cutting up onions. And if you're making a beef stew, do you go ahead and saute your onions before you put them in, or do you just throw them in? Because I've done both, and I honestly can't tell the difference. And even like the beef stew meat, I didn't saute it before, or what do you call that? Brown break? I don't know what it's called. Sear, you know, like where you're supposed to seal the juices in, because the juices will just drip to the bottom anyway. Oh, I do. I love soup weather. 74 sounds funny to be soup weather. But you know, when you're used to really hot, 74 feels kind of chilly. I talked to Allison this morning. She wanted me to come over and not go through, but help her get her Christmas stuff organized because she wants to decorate at her booth where she sells her antiques. And I just had, I guess, too late of a start to do that. But I will go over there. She lives about 40 minutes away from me. So she wanted me to come over and get some Christmas stuff down. I don't know if she means like from the attic or a room, because I think she has a 2-story house and it's just her and her husband. So she could just use a storage room. And here go the onions. I'm putting them in the pot. And then she wanted to go have lunch and then I think go back and work with the Christmas stuff. And I probably could have tried to do it, but I wanted to make this stew. I got this big pot, and so I'm gonna do some carrots. I don't peel my carrots either. I leave the carrot skins on. What if no one else comes, Debbie? It's been 8 minutes, almost 8.5 minutes. Debbie says, yes, she was supposed to move everything out of her booth and put her Christmas stuff in. Yeah, that's what she said. And she said she was going to line her hall up with the boxes and stuff. See, all I do is rinse the carrots off and I cut them and then throw them in. Peelings are supposed to be good for you anyway, and these are clean carrots. There's nothing wrong with them. That's why I don't like to buy the baby carrots very often, because they're already peeled. It will be just me and you then. And if you don't want to be here, that's fine. I'll wait a little bit and see if somebody else comes on. And if they don't, well, that's fine too. Do you use a pressure cooker, Debbie? I remember my mom using a pressure cooker that was on the stove, and it had the gauge with it had the valve under it, and the thing would rock back and forth. And I mean, I used them too when I was really young, like 18 to 20, like putting up vegetables, green beans and strawberries and stuff, like having them in the canning jars. And I was always afraid that thing was going to blow off. And my mom would be like, it's fine. And then she'd be like, but occasionally they do. And anyway, that never happened. A lady I worked for in Oregon for a very short time had a big house, 7,500 square feet, had 7 bathrooms, 3 living rooms. They owned a sausage company. And I kept house and was a nanny for her, which didn't work out because I think I was 18 or 19 and our oldest kid was 15 and she had 6 of them. So it was a lot of work. And she had, like, their top story was the story that you entered on, and the bottom story was a finished basement. But the house was huge. Obviously, it was in the shape of a cross if you looked at it from the top view down. And she had a little kitchen down there that was just for canning. And across from, it's like I'm cooking at the stove here, and then across was these beautiful cabinets that you opened up, and she had decorative jars and everything had to be pretty inside the jars. It was really impressive. Much different than the canning I did when I was growing up. It was like, get it in the dang jars so you get them on the shelf, and then we had them for wintertime to use. Okay, you have one, but you don't use it much. One of my favorite things to make in the pressure cooker is a pork butt. Number one, it's cheap, and it kind of reminds me of chicken because it's kind of bland on its own. Beef has a pretty strong flavor. Strong may not be the right word, but it's a good flavor. And so anyway, I cook it in there, and then I pull it apart with forks or my hands or whatever to kind of give it that like pulled pork. And then I put some jalapenos in it, onions, garlic. Oh, I gotta remember the garlic. Whatever you want to put in there, and it makes it where you can make like burritos or quesadillas or just eat it. It's really good, and it's really cheap, and it makes it where you can just tear it right apart. So do you use this kind of garlic, the cloves, or do you use the jarred? I really like using the jarred, but I made something the other day that I wanted real garlic for, and so now I have to use these up. And you can't go wrong with the meal when it's cheap. The first time I made it, my husband was at work, and I was still working, and I had my little computer set up here in the living room. That's where I worked from, and I hadn't worked that day. I think it was a Saturday, and I had put the pressure cooker on the with the pork butt in it, and I mixed all the stuff together, the onions and the jalapenos, the jarred pickled jalapenos. And then, and I don't cut my garlic up very small either. And he came home and we stood in the kitchen, never sat down to eat, just making one after another with corn tortillas. Put a little bit of cheese on them, and oh my goodness, they were so good. We both still talk about that day because making them again was never as special as the first time, where you don't know if it's going to turn out or not. Debbie Sue says, she says, I love a good cooking video, and I'm not showing anything I'm doing. I don't like garlic at all, but my husband doesn't care for it much. Okay. But you grow garlic and fresh. It is strong but good. Oh, did I miss Donna coming in? Oh, she must have left. I don't even see her. Oh, there she is. You're the one. Okay, that didn't make any sense. I'm looking because I was looking for, I guess not being blue, but you're both moderators. So Donna, you grow garlic and fresh is strong but good. Okay, so that makes more sense. I didn't know why Debbie Sue was growing garlic if she didn't like it. Maybe I need to read the name. Debbie and I have been the only ones here for over about 14 minutes or so. So welcome. I figured that out, Debbie. That was Donna. And Donna says, I hit my mouse and accidentally clicked off. Oh, okay. And you're back. Good, good, good. I was telling Debbie Sue that we have that live tonight at 6 o'clock. And if I do something that's easy, like cooked on the stove that can sit there till like 9 o'clock at night till it cools down, they'll eat it from really hot to warm. And then I don't have to worry about making lunch and making a dinner because I was going to do two separate things. And my goodness, groceries are expensive. I feel like I'm spending more on groceries like since I've been retired than I was when I was working. And it's like, I don't think my shopping is any different because I always cooked a lot. Like we don't go out to eat. We don't bring take home. We just don't. I make stuff ahead like hamburger patties or I cook chicken strips or something like that. And it's kind of like, help yourself out of the refrigerator. So I've got the carrots in, I've got the garlic almost in, and I've got the onions in. The potatoes just need to be washed. I'm going to throw them in whole. And I don't know why garlic gets cut up so teeny tiny because those green olives that they are garlic stuffed, oh my gosh, a whole clove of garlic is yummy. But it does make my hands stink. And I suppose it makes your breath stink. But if everybody eats it, then it's fine. And both of you, Debbie Sue and Donna, rarely eat out. When I was working, I ate out probably, maybe I should put a little bit more in. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use the jar. I think I have jar. I'm cutting it up. Yes. About once a month, we would get takeout, and it might be like from a Mexican restaurant or it might be from a fast food like Chick-fil-A or Wendy's, not McDonald's or anything like that. And I ate Chick-fil-A after I'd been home. So I retired in May. So it had probably been, a good 3 months I was retired and I was not doing stuff. So I went to the Chick-fil-A drive-thru and I swear to you, even though that was my favorite fast food, it tasted like chemicals to me. It didn't have the nice, I don't know even what to call it, but I didn't like it. Big pack of mushrooms. Do y'all like mushrooms? I like the baby bell mushrooms the best, but these are just regular white mushrooms. Donna says potatoes go mushy, so I tend to put them in soups later than the other veggies. I agree. And the mushrooms get a little soft too, but they still stay intact. So I'm going to go ahead and put them. They have good flavor. And Donna says, I know the longer you go not eating out, the worse restaurants. That's all I can see. But I imagine you mean that the taste is. Yeah, it wasn't that pleasant. But I did go one more time. And there's a restaurant that my husband and I go to. I think I've been with him 3 times since I've been retired. I go to meet him for lunch, and it's a Brazilian steakhouse where they have the big skewers and they slice the beef. Yeah, I'm gonna wait on the potatoes. So I have mushrooms, onions, carrots, and garlic in this big old pot. And I have some chicken broth from when I was sick last week that I opened. Let's see, this is Friday. I think I opened this on Sunday, so it should be fine. It's not bone broth or anything. It's just chicken broth going in a beef stew. It'll be fine. Oh, you're right. I did, Debbie. I did a video of them slicing the meat. That was so nice, and it was so fun. And I love to go there, but everything tastes good. Like they have a salad bar, they have rolls, they have some hot food like hot vegetables, and they like some cooked bananas, and then they bring out pineapple that's on skewers, and they just slice the outer edge of it like they would the meat. but it's got some cinnamon on it. I don't know if it has any sugar on it. I've never tried it, but it smells good. It smells good. So this probably has not, oh, the pressure is released. You know how you can't open the pot when it's too hot? The pressure's too high, I mean. So I'm going to pour this. I'm going to put this in the sink to pour this beef in. So Donna says, I have a pressure cooker, but afraid to cook with it. Use it for canning. Is it the old style? I was just talking about that, where it has the valve and the gauge on the top and it rocks. Because those were a little unnerving. And this did bother me a little bit. Like I would place it in the kitchen where I thought if it busted through the ceiling, it wouldn't be like raining down on the counter, which it never has. So this is 2 pounds of the stew meat, and I already seasoned it. Oh, where did I put my thing? There it is. Okay, that'll be real easy to clean out. Pull this little metal thing out. Back in there. So now I'm going to go ahead and put my soups in. Yeah, the rocking pressure canner. That's probably more work to clean up than this is too. I mean, there's a lot of pieces because I have the pot I just dumped out of with a little rack. And then this is still pretty hot, so I'm not going to touch it. But I have to pull this apart. This is the inner lid and there's a seal. So this is 3 pieces plus this valve I take off and wash out. But nothing is stuck on it, so it's pretty fast. All the cans now are or most of them anyway, are pull tops. And I got divorced and or was getting divorced, and my son came over to visit. He was staying with his dad. He was seeing my new apartment, and he said, isn't this a cute little spatula? It's got a little squirrel on it. It's teeny tiny. He said, where's your can opener? And I said, oh, it's right here, because we had an electric one in the home he was growing up in. And I had, the hand one. And I said, well, I use this. And he's like, how does that work to open a can? I thought that was funny. These spatulas came with, for the grandkids, I bought some molds for making finger jello. No, leave her alone. One is for Halloween and one is for Thanksgiving. And my goodness, they make some huge, I don't know if they're for candy. I didn't read on the package before I, leave her alone. Come here. Come here. You go back up there. You don't need to be on the floor. I'll show them to you. Anyway. These came from Walmart. They look a little spotty because went through the dishwasher. This is all the little Halloween stuff. And I'm not into Halloween, but they're little and they will use, they'll go trick-or-treating. But anyway, I made that jello and it popped right out and they loved it. And then this one I have not used yet. This is the one that's for fall or Thanksgiving. You can see my hand through it. But a little spatula came with each one. I think there's a ghost or a witch on the Halloween one. And then the one that I showed you was the one for fall with the little squirrel. And these are the ones I originally bought. These are like silicone cupcake holders. I want to say papers, but they're not paper. These were super easy to use and get the finger jello out of. And I didn't have to fill them all the way to the top. So those I would use part of the design on the side if I didn't fill them up. Debbie's laughing. And Donna says, how cute, Jello jigglers. Thank you, Debbie Sue. She said, that's cute. The older of the grandsons absolutely loves Jello. When I went over, it's been 2, maybe 3 visits ago, their mom, I think their mom had went to an appointment, and so she lets them have 3 and 5. So she lets them have 2 snacks between lunch and dinner. And they have a snack cupboard that they can go to. And some things stay there for school because the older one goes to school. And some of the things are for eating at home. And she tries to put like, stuff with protein in it and, healthier versions. Not all of it, but some of it's healthier. And so the older one asked if he could have a Jell-O. And I said yes. And there was red and green, I think. And so the older one said, the reds are mine and the greens are Tilden's. And I said, okay, well then here, I'll give you the red one. And Tilda didn't want any Jell-O. So he ate it. And then Curtis, the 5-year-old, comes up to me and he says, he's kind of looking down. He goes, do you think I could have another Jell-O? And I said, well, what do you think mommy would say? And he went, no. And I said, well, then unfortunately, I have to say no too. Isn't that precious? Oh, Rhonda's here. Hello, Rhonda. She's saying hello to Debbie, Sue, and Donna. And they're saying hi back. I'm making a quick stew because I got to do that live at 6 o'clock. Oh, I got 2 loads of laundry to do too. I don't know what happened to the day. We had storms all night last night. I don't know what time they started. We lost power at one point. Let me grab the sour cream. I'll be right back. Well, I can still talk to you. I woke up at 3:45. I was able to go back to sleep, but I kept waking up. There's the sour cream. So in my stew, I have I'm going to put potatoes in, but I have carrots, onions, garlic, and mushrooms. I think that's it. And then I put in 2 creamy soups, and I'm putting in some sour cream. So is it the healthiest soup? No. Do I care? No. My dad says if it tastes good, you should spit it out. So no one's going to be eating this. Donna says a woman's work is never done, even when she's retired. I know. I thought I would have all this time on my hands. And I think all in all, I'm more rested. I'm not like frantic trying to rush around and get everything done. But yeah, I still feel like I could use more time, but I'm sure everybody feels like they could use more time. And Debbie Sue says, oh, that's cute. Oh, that little comment from, yes, it was so cute. Oh, Debbie Sue, my dad, he's good. He's in his room either writing or I'm not sure what he's doing. Oh, and I've got the beef in here too, Rhonda. I put it in the pressure cooker for about 40 minutes. So that should be enough to get it tender up with it being like 1 o'clock right now. If I put it on the 4 or 6 hours or something, it never fails. It's not going to be tender. So yeah, I need to get some, it won't be the end of the world if I don't do the laundry till tomorrow. So do you guys want to get off of here? It's been 28 minutes. I just wanted to have someone to talk to while I was putting that stew together. And I think all I have left is the potatoes to put in. And like Donna said, put them in at the end or they get mushy. Oh, what kind of soup are you going to make, Rhonda? Oh, right, Donna, meaning if it tastes good, it's not good for you. Yeah, anything like with sugar. And so that's his weakness is sugar. And he said he quit eating sugar for a while. And then he went back and had one thing with sugar in it. And he goes, man, that stuff messed me up for 2 days. I don't want anything more with sugar in it. And this was a guy when he was young that could eat an entire meal, 6 or 8 slices of bread with some butter or jam or something, just pushing each bite of food. That was in addition to his meal, and then sit down and eat an entire fruit pie after. And so he went back and ate some cookies or something, and he said, no, it made me sick for 2 days. But he did go to Kroger and he picked up some no salt crackers and he picked up one cake donut. And I said, well, that's fine if you're going to just like go get one and come back with it instead of having like half a dozen or a dozen sitting here, and he can't stop. He just loves them so much. And Rhonda's making taco soup. Oh my gosh, I love taco soup. And I don't know if I've said this before, but one of my favorite soups to make is when I make a big pan of enchiladas. Doesn't matter if it's chicken or beef or whatever, but I cut them into pieces. So I have like half of a 9x13 pan left. I cut them into pieces and I throw them in the pot. And I know, Rhonda, you say that Mexican food here has too much chili powder in it, but I get a packet of taco seasoning and I get sour cream and chicken broth, and I just like mix it all together and let it get good and warm. And of course, those tortillas are getting all, gooey and stuff. And then I take a bowl and I put fresh avocado in the bottom and chips on the top, tortilla chips, and then cheese. And we just call it, what the heck is that called? What's that hot soup in the Mexican restaurants? Is it chicken tortilla soup? Is that what they call it? And it's so good. And Donna says, I need to quit the sugar. I know it's hard to do. Yeah, I don't really have a big sweet tooth. Now, when I was in the store, I looked at their clearance rack and they had some chocolate. They were chocolate chip cookies, but I think they had brownies inside the chocolate chip cookie itself. And they really looked good. But no, I don't eat sugar normally. Tortilla soup. Okay, I guess that's what it's called. I did that one time, like in the early 2000s when my kids were at home. I was like, I need to make something for dinner and I don't have enough of the enchiladas. And, you're running in after work and you got to go to baseball practice or football practice or something or a game. And I just started throwing that together. And it was something I made, continued to make after that. Actually making extra enchiladas if I was making it, so I could make the soup afterward. So do you guys have gas stoves or electric stoves? And what do you like? I've never had a gas stove before this house, and we moved into this house in 2017, and I love gas. Now, I'd cooked on gas before, but I'd never had a house that had gas in it. And Donna has electric. I guess, I would say it's one less bill to pay, but I think the gas is for our heat, and then the AC is the electric is for the AC. So the gas is super cheap in the summer, and then in the wintertime, the gas really goes up because we're heating the house with it. And Rhonda has electric but prefers gas. I had always the coil top stoves until 2001. We moved into a house and we replaced the stove. Oh my gosh, I love this stove. Even though it wasn't gas, it was the glass top and it had 4 burners with a warmer burner in the middle. And the oven was so huge. It had enough room in it. You had to use multiple shelves. Like when we had Thanksgiving dinner where we would have as many as 15, 16 people over, I could like make potatoes, put it in one of the foil pans and, cover it with foil. So I do potatoes, stuffing, yams, the whole thing you do for Thanksgiving. And it fit entirely in the oven to feed that many people. And it was easy to clean too. If it spilled over, you got it right away. You didn't have to wait until later. Debbie Sue says, I have the coil type and I don't want anything else. And Donna says, same here, Debbie. And Rhonda says, I really like the electric oven better. Yeah, we have an electric oven, and this electric oven is from when the house was built in, I can't remember. I mean, I didn't live in it when it got built, but it was from 1999 or 2000 or 2001. So I'll show you if I can get in, because I did a video a while back on the microwave, because the microwave quit working, and we still have to put the frame around this new microwave. But I had an itty bitty microwave in there, one of the like $100 microwaves, until we got this in. So it still needs a frame, with the same original cabinetry. And then this is the oven that's electric, and it's 20 years old, and the time is always wrong on it because I never change it. And then this is the stovetop. Get it in there? There we go. And something funny is I moved into this house and I didn't notice it had that big burner in the middle. Seriously, I didn't notice it. I was cooking meals for maybe like a month. And then at one point, I even cleaned around it, and it never occurred to me to just turn it on. So that big burner is nice because it boils stuff really fast. So it's nice for the bigger pots and stuff. Oh my gosh, I feel tired. I really do feel tired. I guess I already read everything. I need to go back through the refrigerator and put stuff in better order. You know the days when you don't want to go to the grocery store, and then you buy all the stuff and you come home and then you don't want to put it away either, and then you don't want to cook? That's where I'm at. Is that water really loud? And Donna says, yep, same here with grocery shopping. And man, does it add up fast. Like the stew meat is the price that per pound that steak was, I don't know, was it maybe not a year ago, but maybe 2 years ago? It was almost $10 a pound. That's crazy. I remember when, Kroger would get their, do their, maybe not ribeyes as often as New York strips, but they'd go on sale for like $5.99, $6.99 a pound, and now you're paying almost $10 a pound for stew meat, which there's nothing wrong with stew meat, but you have to cook it different than you cook a steak. It's going to take you longer. Rhonda says, I went early this morning to the store. Now I'm trying to do some housework. Yeah. I don't know what happened to the day. I told the other two girls, or maybe Debbie Sue was the only one here. I feel like I'm still catching up from last week being sick. I'm not sick anymore, but my energy level is very, very low. I'm just exhausted. I feel really good when I first get up. Then as soon as I start moving around and doing things, I don't feel so good anymore. Donna says, I saw this morning inflation was 3% this month. Oh, hello, HNX. I cannot remember your first name. And they say they lived in an apartment once in the 90s that had a gas stove. I didn't understand it, and it had an open pilot light on all the time. Not sure if that was right or not, LOL. Yeah, I think it is, because my grandmother had one in her house, and I think the igniter didn't work, kind of like a grill. And so she would just light it with a match every time. And I've seen people light pilot lights on gas water heaters. Our water heater's gas too. And the bad thing about that is it's expensive to get them replaced. Like electric is pretty cheap to replace. I'm talking about the labor. Rhonda says, that's what I'm doing after being gone. Just trying to catch up on rest and all the work that there is to do. Yeah, like my house could use a vacuum with 2 dogs, and it's not happening today. Everybody will be fed and have clean clothes, and that's it. You can sit in dog hair. Kidding, it's not that bad. But if you got down with the light and looked at the floor, you'd see some dog hair. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Kathleen. It came up hi, Evie, twice. Rhonda, are you going to the? Are you doing the live tonight at 6? Donna says, I've done a bit of sightseeing, looking at fall leaves, and got behind on housework. Well, getting behind on housework from sightseeing is better than being sick. And Debbie Sue saying hello to Kathleen. Rhonda said, yes, I am. Do you guys ever sprout some of your own stuff? I think this is pretty cute. I have a different style one where it's like a tray and it just barely tips, like 2 mason jars. But this one has a little glass loop on it. And I've got in here both some vegetables and I think it's 3 different kinds of beans. And this sprouts so well. Like, I mean, I can make the alfalfa sprouts. I think it's alfalfa, radish, and something else. And I just water these like 3 times a day and they sprout overnight. Like I soaked these all day yesterday. And so by tonight or tomorrow, they'll be sprouted. And these are for my bird. But I have made enough sprouts where we have eaten them on salads. So I've got this salad mix, and it says seed sprout in 5 days, organic alfalfa, radish, broccoli, and clover. And then this bean one is green pea, lentil, they all say organic in front of them, and adzuki. I don't know if I'm saying that right, adzuki beans. And this says sprouts in 3 days. So all they have to be is just barely broke open and they become, with the teeny tiny sprout, they become more nutritious and the bird loves them. Debbie Sue says, I would use that for my Werther's candy bar. You mean the glass jar? Let it hang. Kathleen says, that's pretty cool, Amy. Where do you buy those? Amazon. And I bought these last year, so 2024. And it still says that it's best by 9/1 of 2026. And I go through phases where I use them and I don't. And so, I mean, obviously I could have used them all the way up at the expiration date. So yeah, it's Jim's, Nature Jim's Sprouts. And I think one bag was 12 or 13 and the other was 18. I think the vegetables were cheaper. And what's really nice is I did a lot of experimenting because it says that it gives you the directions. You soak them and then you rinse them, and that's what you keep doing. It says rinse and drain with cool water every 3 to 6 hours. And it says on day 3, move your sprouter or tray to a well-lit location. Use direct sun only if you're growing in a tray. So this is not a tray, obviously, but I did that. I put it in a window. That sun was not coming in, so it was just getting some daylight, and they turned bright, bright green. And they had, you don't need to be over there. You are not on the countertop. They turned a bright green, and the flavor of them was more tangy. I didn't like it. I liked it better just sitting on the kitchen counter with whatever lighting is here or no lighting. It worked great. Kathleen says hi to Rhonda, and Kathleen says hi to Donna. So I guess, does anybody know what HNX's name is? I had a cheat sheet, and I haven't talked to them in a while, so I don't remember, not like I memorize everybody. I try. And I'm always afraid I'm going to offend somebody when I can't remember their name. Oh, I didn't even see Catherine. Okay. Catherine Price is here. Oh, I missed her comment. I'm sorry. I saw something like warming up with the garden hose was all I saw. And I don't know. This is not a touch screen. I don't know how to get back up to it. But hello, Catherine. Everyone's saying hello. And Debbie Sue doesn't know the name. And there's Gracefully 60. Hello, hello. Donna says she started writing people's names down too. Yeah, I used Pages on my Mac. Well, this is the laptop, but on my regular computer, I could probably access it from here, and I've got them in alphabetical order. Donna says we're all here so we can eat lunch. There's Catherine again. I said hi, and then I'm not on YouTube as much now with the weather warming. I've been in the garden more. That's good. And you're eating breakfast. You're probably having some granola and yogurt with a nice cup of tea. Oh, and some fresh fruit. I know I'm not on YouTube as much as I was. I mean, I was like, if I had any spare time, I was on here. And I feel like I'm getting behind on watching people's videos. And I'm not even posting as often as I was. Okay, so HNX says, I do not share my first name on YouTube. My channel is one of those weirdo faceless channels. Okay, understandable. I didn't want to, because I know I've had conversations and comments and so on with you. I didn't want you to think that I didn't remember you, because I really do try hard. Thank you for being here. And Donna says, Catherine, you must live down under. She is in New Zealand. And Kathleen says, hello to HNX. And Catherine says, exactly, Evie. High protein, granola, Greek yogurt, and black English tea, no fruit. Well, I had 75% of it guessed. I just had Greek yogurt and an apple and peanuts. Okay, and she's saying Catherine is saying she lives in New Zealand. And HNX is saying hello to Kathleen's place. Catherine says you might have seen it in one of my vlogs. Yes, I did. It was one where you made a cup of tea and then you went outside and you kind of showed us around. And honestly, that's all I can remember at the moment. Thank you for asking, Donna, what HNX channel is about, because I was just about to do that. I know some of you know on here, but some of the people may not, that I was going on, not last night, but the night before, to see who was live. And I didn't know anybody that was live, but there was a thumbnail that said, let's talk about faith. And when I clicked on it and started listening, it was atheists. So I started typing Christian things. Nothing mean. I wasn't being mean, but back to them. And they invited me on their panel. Kathleen said I had a banana with peanut butter and mixed seeds, pumpkin, sunflower, and also dry cranberries. Do you like cranberries like the canned ones or the ones that you cook? Rhonda said, it's nice outside today, taking a break on my patio. It is very nice. That's what I was telling Debbie Sue before you got here. It's 74. There's no heat on, there's no air on. But when I came in with the groceries, I felt chilled. Okay, HNX says to Donna, mostly I do DIY and self-help stuff, but I am one of those random channels that YouTube does not push, even though I have nearly 800 unique videos. Wow. And you know what's bad about, I don't know about TV, but on my tablet or on my phone, I can do a general search for a video. But I have to be on my computer if I want to go to one person's specific channel and search for a particular video. And that's really frustrating. I wish, want to say hi? Do you see yourself? I don't think you can stand on that very well. Can you? Look at you. You got some good grip there, don't you? Yeah? Donna says, oh yeah, I saw that. It was interesting hearing you talk about it. I went back on to see what they said because I left before they ended. I went back on to see what they'd say about me, and they didn't say anything bad. And Rhonda says, same here. And Donna said, I prefer using my laptop so I can do more with it. Yeah. This is my laptop. I haven't had it out in a little while, and I only had half the battery left on it. So last time I took it out was just to update it. And I feel bad because this laptop is not very old. I bought it in 2024, and then my husband bought me the Mac Studio or Studio Mac, whatever it's called, for Mother's Day this year. And so this little guy got put on the back burner. And Rhonda says, are we doing those questions tonight? Are you prepared? She wants your attention. Oh, the bird. I thought you meant Karen. I was like, what do you mean? I'm as prepared as I can be, Rhonda. I don't think Allison is coming. And I saw Peter said he's not coming. He said he's not coming because I think he thinks the panel's too full. So I think we're down to 5 now. Debbie Sue says, Evie, I was getting ready to comment on your live from yesterday when I saw you go today. I will get to comment eventually. LOL. Yeah, Sally's going to the hospital. Got that one out the last time, right? I'm glad she went. I'm really glad she went because I thought she wasn't taking it seriously enough. You can repair your liver, you can repair a gash in your leg or a broken bone, but your kidneys, once they're shot, you're done. It's either go on a special diet for kidney disease and then to the point of dialysis. And I had a family member, it was my mom's cousin, that when I was little, we saw her a lot, and she was on dialysis. And every time it would be close to time for dialysis, she would get sick. And I think she went twice a week, and a huge chunk of time, a huge expense, and a huge inconvenience. And Donna says, is Sally okay now? I'm worried about her too. And Debbie Sue says, right, Evie. Well, I got my information from Debbie, but to save her from typing so much, Debbie emailed me this morning saying that Sally had went to ER, which she had been asked to go because she needed to get some IV antibiotics rather than just taking a pill. And they were afraid that she was going to go septic if she didn't get in and get this infection taken care of, because they keep just taking the edge off, and she feels okay for a day or two, and then it comes just back worse than ever. So they're not completely killing the infection. They're just making it livable. And so she did a live this morning, about half an hour of her just sitting there on the gurney talking while she was waiting. I think that's some pain medication or something for her. And I don't know, maybe they'd started the antibiotics. She didn't say that. She just said, this is making me feel better. And the nurse was so nice to her that she was talking with when she was first on the live. She was supportive of her doing her YouTube live right there in the hospital. Rhonda said it is serious. And Catherine said, it's nice to see you all. I'm getting up to get ready for my walk. Have a good walk, Catherine. Enjoy the beautiful springtime. Missy, I said, no, 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 no. And Donna said, I knew that much she needed to go to ER. And Donna says, bye, Catherine. And Donna said, I didn't see Sally this morning. I think the clock in there said 10 after 7 her time. So that would have been 10 after 6 my time. So she may have been running about 10 minutes late. And then I think she went, I don't think it was quite 30 minutes that she went. But I think she was actually more relaxed because she was there and she was getting the help that she knew she needed. Donna says, I wasn't on my PC this morning. Okay. Well, we are just about at an hour. And so I'm going to let all you nice ladies go. Come on, get off my finger. Mwah. You're crazy. Get off my finger. Thank you. So if, looks like everyone's hit like I've got 6. Rhonda says she was also on painkillers. Yeah, this morning she was, or you mean at home? Because at home's not a good idea if that's going to keep you from going to get your antibiotics because you're not feeling the pain. I know I had one UTI that went into my kidneys years ago and I couldn't drive, I couldn't sit, I couldn't stand. I just felt like I was writhing around. Yeah, because I know she pointed to her arm and said that she was feeling better. And of course, that probably just made her feel normal for all the pain that she's been in. Because kidney pain, it just settles into your back so bad. And there was a guy I worked with. Now, whether the story is true or not, I don't know. But he had a friend that was using those energy drinks. And he was drinking like 2 or 3 of them every morning. And he started getting a lot of, lower back pain. And he went to, I guess he went to the hospital. But anyway, they did their testing. And one of his kidneys had shrunk up like the size of a prune and it had to be removed. He ruined his kidney with those energy drinks. Okay, Donna is going to be praying for her. I think we all are. Thank you so much for reminding us. All right, well, I'm going to let all you sweet ladies go, and hopefully I'll see you tonight around 6 o'clock or so when we go live with Karen. And I don't know if I ever answered no, maybe you weren't asking me a question. I'm confused. I thought you were asking if I was ready for the questions with the live, but I think it was something else. Oh boy. Okay, goodbye everyone. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Bye.